Okay, we're back with more Let's Play Final Fight. I made it back here without getting hit. It actually took a long time to make it back. Not a crazy long time. By the way, I did... oh my gosh. Turns out that's the dude's gum. I didn't realize that you actually can pick it up. And when you do, it says in the corner, it says gum. And it gives you... I'm not sure how much life it gives you back. Or gives back to you. But I wasn't sure, like, where exactly the boss was. So I was just fighting through dudes. And suddenly he appeared on screen. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's right here. So I did test that out off camera. I guess it stays there too. It doesn't disappear. So if by chance I ever get low on life or I'm not dead, every time he hits you with the club, he always gets a double hit and kills you, I noticed. I was actually trying to get over to it, and I couldn't because every time he hit me, it was always a double hit. Oh my gosh, I got his life low. Oh, give me that. It is kind of gross. You're eating the dude's gum. By the way, he's got a freaking gun, man. Let's just punch him. Oh my gosh, look at him. Now he's all scared. Why was he like avoiding me and stuff? Okay, was that a boss? I really hope that was the boss. Okay, cool. That actually wasn't that bad. Okay, I'm just gonna, yeah, don't mind me. Oh man, what's up with this music? But yeah, some of the enemies have like more HP, so I had to go for longer in between waves of dudes. So actually, it's like cheap on top of cheap. I had a save state, and then every time I like thought that I cleared enough dudes to where like if I kick them and they're off screen or whatever, I would make a second save state. But then once like right here where it says go, that means you're like 100% safe until you progress. So I had a save state, then I had like a sub-save state that I used in between, because I didn't want to risk save stating myself into a corner where like I couldn't avoid a hit, you know? Okay, boy, that boss actually wasn't too hard. I mean, oh man. If he gets you with the club or whatever, it's almost a guaranteed kill. Well, it looks like I should be able to walk up there. But he didn't feel as cheap as the other guy, I guess. I guess the extra difficulty was supposed to be from the fact that you're fighting other dudes as well. Okay, let's go. Oh, hello. Oh, I have a fan. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, your controls are kind of, like, I don't know, you don't feel very agile. So like when a dude's like charging at you, you feel like you're not able to get out of the way very well. Oh, come on, man. And if you jump the wrong way, you're totally screwed. Oh, by the way, I realized, actually, the Andori fight or whatever took the longest. I found out, actually, I thought it was a gauntlet. It's actually just two guys with a lot of life. But, yeah, I realized, I didn't realize it until I was playing it off camera, and I was actually, like, paying closer attention. 'Cause I noticed that the first hit was hitting him with, you know, you grab the pipe and then you whack him. The first hit connects, and then the second hit, I noticed the second hit would, like, never connect, like, right when they get up. And then in the other episode, I was like, why are my attacks, like, going through him? Turns out they have invincibility frames when they stand up, even though they're not blinking. And it's about, I don't know, 1.5 seconds, something like that. So when they get up, you actually have to wait for a moment before your next attack will connect. So it's like, okay, well, like, why couldn't they just have them blink to indicate invincibility frames? I thought that was, they were doing that in the 80s, man. Come on, man. And then I blink when I have invincibility frames. But yeah, you only get them when you die. Invincibility frames would actually come in handy, considering all the double hits you take where you get knocked. Like, I kept getting double pile drived, or pile drove, or driven, or whatever. Okay, we'll just get you again before you can get up. That's supposed to be a pizza pie, or is that like a cheesecake or something? Not entirely sure. Okay, let's not lose a life with a healing item on screen, unless he decides to be a McAsshole. All right, get it! Oh, I couldn't get it, man. I guess I'll just have to stab you to death. I guess it's more of a chop. Boy, it's so crazy to think how many people died from, like, sword wounds, like, throughout human history. Holy shit. Let's just eat it for the points. I don't know. Does it give you like 200 points or something? Woo woo. But yeah, what a way to go, man. Just like sword stab, and then it happened to like countless millions of people, like all suffer the exact same fate. It's fucking weird, man. Oh, to think. I don't know. When I'm at work, I think of all kinds of like weird stuff. Just because I work a repetitive job, so I got nothing but time to just think of goofy stuff like that. Oh, thank you for those gold bars. They were so filling and delicious. They restored so much of my life. I really appreciate it. I was at work today. And I don't know if this ever happened to you, maybe not, but you know how you can sort of like mess with someone's head if you bring the fact that they're breathing to their attention, now they start like consciously breathing, and then they're like, God damn it, now, like breathing is normally automatic, but then someone like mentions breathing, then suddenly every breath feels conscious, and then you're like, God damn it, then it takes you like a minute before it becomes automatic again. I did a similar thing, except with my dick. I became like aware of my dick like inside my pants, and yeah, you don't want to do that, because then I'm like, and then like I was like walking, meanwhile I'm like aware that like the top of the head of my dick or whatever is like touching the fabric inside my boxers. And like every step I could feel it, and I was like, why am I like, I was like, as soon as that happened, I was like, God damn it. Now I just have to, and then once you feel it, once you notice it, you can't unnotice it, you know, for several minutes. Okay, let's just get this guy dead. Jeez, come on, man. And so yeah, so that was interesting. Huh. When did the music change? Dude! Well, at least the timer goes back to 99. Like, who the hell could ever survive long enough to let all the time drain? Was there anybody that, like, had to hurry? They're like, oh, I don't want to lose a life. I don't want to lose a life to the timer because I've gone so long on this one life. If you can survive long enough for the timer to deplete, then you're probably good enough to where it doesn't matter if you lose one life, you know? Can I please go? No? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of times I had to reload this, load the save state, because I kept accidentally doing the tornado kick jam. And it hurts you slightly. Yeah, also at work, had kind of a weird situation happen. The dude, like my buddy, like almost quit today, and he came to me to like vent or whatever. He was like, I'm thinking about quitting, man. I've freaking had it, man. You know, and if that would have happened a few years ago, I probably would have told him to just quit. He was really mad. He's a super cool guy, but he was really, like, he's normally not like a mad dude. He was like really mad, so I'm pretty sure he was like serious. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure that if I would have told him to quit or whatever, he would have walked out. He was ready to walk out. Like I had like talked him down from doing it. Well, what it is that I work in a motor factory, and and this level's really long, by the way. And we have like a quota of motors that we're supposed to make every day, and the motors that we make are not like, they're not like the hot sellers. They're like the motors that are like older, and we don't make a huge amount of them. Like the hot motors get made like 3 shifts, like it'll be like 3 8-hour shifts, so that shit runs 24/7. You know, the motors that we make, we only have 1 shift, so they're not, we're not making them hundreds of millions of dollars a year. We're only making them millions of dollars per year, you know, kind of thing, or a month or whatever. We're kind of like, I don't know if you ever played Tropico. We're kind of like the salt mine of Tropico. Basically, a thing that you build like at the beginning, and it just creates like a small steady stream of income, but it like never depletes. Whereas if you mine like bauxite or iron, or I forget what the other metals are, those eventually do deplete. Oh man, haven't seen one of those since like the, what, first level? Also, the music changed again. Boy, they're really mixing it up all of a sudden. But basically, our number went down to the point where they wanted to take a person, where they said they were gonna have to rebalance our line and other lines too, because our line, we work on the motor, and then it goes to like another line, and then they work on it, and then they work on, you know, actually the line after us is paint. So our line doesn't build the motor like start to finish. We just work on it, and then there's like a little like a robot thing that like shuttles the motor to the next line automatically. Oh, come on, man. It is kind of nice how they can actually kill themselves with their fire. Yeah, these freaking guys were annoying while I was doing the save state thing. They sneak up behind you and they just do this little jab that does barely any damage, but it's just enough to piss you off. Okay, come on, man. But anyway, so they took like a person off our line. We only had like a... I'm trying to think. We used to have 2 people that did sub-assembly for us. That's where you just build things. You build the things that, like you take a bunch of pieces and put them together, and then you deliver those to the people, and then they put those on the motors. And we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, including me. And so I guess like one of the people left. And so then the person that was next to my buddy got moved to a different station. And yeah, I'm gonna have to cheese my way through this. We'll get back to that point. Hopefully, I mean, well, hopefully that was. Well, I was about to say, hopefully the boss is just like a bunch of regular dudes. I mean, we didn't even make it to the boss. That level was so long. All right, whatever. But I guess to finish, what I was saying is that, basically, the long story short, I know it's already too late for that, right? That ship has sailed. The dude next to me was, like, doing the job of, like, him and the person next to him. So it was, like, 2 people on, like, one job, and he was just getting frustrated that the motors were, like, backing up on him, and I told him to just don't worry about it and just do what you can, and if anyone says anything, be like, yeah, well, there's 2 stations and 1 of me, so what do you expect, you know? But, yeah, there's a certain, like, brand of person, or just a kind of person, where when the motors pile up on them, even if it's not their fault, even if they're doing the work of 2 people, and that shouldn't be, like, possible, they still, like, stress out about it. And then what would happen is that, like, he would, like, fall behind, and then he would be like, hey, I need to get some coffee to give myself some caffeine, some energy or whatever. So he would leave, get some coffee, come back. Now he's, like, more backed up. And eventually someone, like, you know, someone, like, said something to him about, like, oh, we gotta get these motors. It's taking so long or whatever. And he came over. He was fucking furious, man. He was, like, thinking about, like, walking out or whatever. And then as soon as he said that, I was like, what are you gonna do tomorrow? You know, I was just trying to get him to think that, like, tomorrow you're going to be calmer and reality's going to set in and you're going to go, holy shit, I don't have a job to pay my rent with now. And yeah, I just talked him down. I said, go to the union, dude, and just say, this is what's happening. This is, you know, this person made this comment that they shouldn't have made, and let them handle it, you know. And he didn't quit today. But what I was going to say though, originally, is that if that would have happened, like, a number of years ago, my advice to him would have been, do what you got to do. And now that I look back, that's really, really bad advice to give someone. Like, if they're thinking about quitting and you're like, yeah, man, do what you got to do, man. Because when you're in, that's not the, you know, you can't be making decisions based on your emotions. And when you're in that highly emotional state of just being, like, so angry that, like, you're, like, tearing up almost, that's not the time to be making a decision that's going to, like, change your life. And there was a point in time where my advice largely was just like, you know, if you know, I would have been like, do what you got to do, man. If you think that's what you got to do, then you do it or whatever. Or that was the tone of my advice, no matter what people's problems were, and they came to me for advice. But yeah, that's really bad advice. And yeah, I was just thinking, you know, after he left, I was thinking about what I said, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, this is what I said. couple years ago, this is what I would have said. That would have been way worse because he would have actually quit. And then, reality sets in and, yeah, I guess I already said it. Like, you can't be making big life-changing decisions when your head's like not clear, you know? But anyway, yeah, I will get back to where I left off. And, yeah, I know I could have probably done another attempt while I was talking, but fucking whatever. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.